Yo, what's good, my fellow Magic Knights? It is your boy DEADMANVINCE back with yet another Black Clover mobile video. Hope everybody has been doing well today. Hope everybody has been able to surpass their limits. I kind of just want to talk about the state of Black Clover Mobile today. Not even necessarily the state of the entire game itself, but more so like Black Clover Mobile was supposed to be coming out in Q1 of this year, which that has not changed yet. I haven't seen anything saying that has changed. But one thing that I did notice is that the movie for Black Clover was supposed to be coming out at the end of Q1 this year, right? Because it was supposed to be on March 31st, which would be like the last day of the third month of the year, which would be Q1 ending, right? Now the movie has actually been pushed back, and let me see if I can't pull it up. So if we look here, actually, if we look up the Black Clover movie release date 2023, you'll see that the initial release date is now set for June 16th, 2023. One thing that I did not think about, which I am thinking about now, is since it's coming out June 16th, 2023, does that mean that it is coming out global, or does that mean that it's coming out 2023 in theaters in America now, or is it still just going to be like only a Netflix thing? Is this just in America, or is it, or not even just America, but like worldwide besides Japan, right? Or is it like in Japan it's still releasing on March 31st, the rest of the world will get it on June 16th? I feel like that would make some sense. But you know, they could just be pushing it all the way to June 16th no matter where you're at, no matter what your region is, right? It still says March 31st here on the banner, but of course they just made this change not so long ago, so you know, they got to make an updated banner. I'm not really too upset that the movie is pushed back to June 16th, because that just means that they're going to put in a little bit more work to make sure that the movie is a grade A experience for all the Black Clover fans, because I do feel like Black Clover does have a very good story behind it, very good characters, but I feel like sometimes the animation can just be a tiny bit lacking. Even still, I don't mind, but you know, this is a movie. This is something where, you know, now we're in an era where sometimes a movie can be canon and add more to the story, add more to the franchise. But back then, it used to kind of be like anime movies, except for, you know, at least for like the main animes, like, you know, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, right? Those shonens, right? It felt like the movies for them were more so just showcasing like crazy moves, attacks, skills, like team ups that we didn't get to see in the main series because there was just no situation that kind of like led to that. But you know, this movie, I believe I heard somewhere that some of the parts of it, or not even some parts, like it's supposed to be canon, which I always was wondering, how does this whole Wizard King thing work? Because if Julius is actually Lucius, and Lucius has like the power to control time, you know, he could have just fucked with everybody's like mind, you know, timetabled everybody and made them think that like there were ages of like Wizard Kings, and he just said that he was the 28th. Is it 28th or 26th? Hold on. All right, YouTube, I am big brain. It is the 28th. He is the 28th Wizard King. But you know, I was starting to suspect whether the whole Wizard King thing was even like real. Lumiere was the first Wizard King, and then like Julius was like the next Wizard King, and he just kind of like tricked everybody. But now it seems that we do have somewhat confirmation that we do have 4 other Wizard Kings right here. The only thing is, why is Julius the 28th Wizard King? You know, it feels like the term like Wizard King realistically is not discovered as heavily, or not discovered, but not explained as heavily as it should be. You know, like we know that Julius is the 28th Wizard King. We know about the first Wizard King. We know Asta and, you know, are striving to be Wizard King. But like, what other Wizard Kings were there like in between? Because you know, the first Wizard King was so powerful. This man defeated Licked whenever he turned into an ancient demon like on his own. Granted, he sacrificed his life force, but even still, that's still an incredible feat. No other human could have done that in the kingdom at the time. That's why Lumiere became the Wizard King. Then you have Julius, who has his time abilities, which are just overwhelming in their own right. Like the first time we see Julius interact with enemies, he literally like one taps 2 of them, just like disintegrated, right? So Wizard King status definitely means to be like of a power level that is a cut above, but it's just like, why are we not hearing about the other 26? Well, now I guess you could say 22, because we have these 4 right here. I'm very excited, just random side note, very excited to see, you know, Power Mommy Wizard Queen back here fight Mario Leona. That's going to be quite the spectacle. We got short hair Mario, you know what I'm saying? But let's kind of head back over to Twitter and just talk a little bit more about what's really going on here. So the whole point that I am like kind of like bringing up to you guys is that on February 16th every year, that is Black Clover's like serialization birthday. So Black Clover is officially 8 years old 2 days ago at this point. I've been a little busy, I've been a little tied up, so I couldn't get to this video as fast as I wanted to. But yes, Black Clover is 8 years old, and I remember last year on my channel, let's take a look at that. So if we look here at my channel, we can see I should have a video somewhere deep in here called Black Clover Day. Let's look. This definitely is not some, you know, shameless plug to look at my channel. It's definitely not me showing you how many like videos I have already up on YouTube for you to kind of go back and just take a look at. No, seriously, where is the Black Clover Day video? Black Clover Day, where are you? It should be like a year ago at this point, so maybe I should just look at the time, right? And here we go, yeah. It's only Black Clover Day. This video was 11 months ago, so March 10th. So even though the actual anniversary for Black Clover is in February, February 16th, I was actually thinking about making this video like early February, but I was like, let me wait until the actual anniversary passes, just in case they do release some important information on the anniversary itself. But basically, the anniversary for Black Clover is on February 16th every year, so happy 8th birthday to Black Clover. Shout out to Bada. 8 years since he achieved his godhood. 8 years and 2 days now since he achieved his godhood. But we start to get information kind of on March, in March, like halfway through March even. So let's try to see if I can skim through this video here. We had the popularity poll. So this tweet right here was made March 10th last year, and some things that we got announced was a character popularity poll, a special anniversary preview. I'm pretty sure that preview was for the movie, anime opening and ending compilation. They pretty much took different openings and endings from different seasons of the show, and they were kind of like releasing them in like little compilation like type of videos on random days, right? New game info, new movie date 2023, free volumes on Jump Plus and Zabrak apps. That's right, I remember Zabrak and looking that up. Jump cover wallpaper published by his official Twitter account. I have a guy who works with me like at Best Buy. I'm thinking that maybe I can get him to order me some like import manga for Jump, just because, you know, I'm a very big Black Clover fan. I would want that cover page. So I do got to figure out when the next time that cover page is coming out so I can get that ordered. But yeah, March 10th right here, we had all these things announced. Okay, so this video is more so just me talking about my thoughts on each thing. Then right here, I think in this video, I'm actually gonna, so this is for the, Black Clover had a few cover pages. I don't think this is for an anniversary cover page. I think it was just a cover page in general, because if you look here, typically you can see the number of which anniversary it is on the page. So I think actually I'm going to go to a section later in this video and just kind of go over each one of the cover pages, just because they all do look pretty cool. Let's keep scanning through the video here. Now this right here was a 7th anniversary cover page. That shit was fire, man. When Asa had unlocked basically Demon Decapitator Sword, or his form with the Demon Decapitator Sword, because as we know, Asa goes Double Union. He has different forms with each different sword. So yeah, let's go over and talk about these cover pages, and also I guess while I'm showing you the cover pages, I can kind of talk about what things I think will be revealed to us this year for what I coin as Black Clover Day. Okay guys, so we're actually here looking at the cover pages for Black Clover. This is not the first year anniversary. I just thought I would kind of like take note of this one. I'm assuming this is the cover page that was on the Shonen Jump volume when Black Clover first dropped. So this is probably back to 2015, February 16th right here. As you can see, we have another cover page here. This one's just another cover page. It probably was just doing well in its first few months here, or few months here, and got another cover page just because people were actually liking it a little better than maybe they expected. Then we have the first year anniversary right here. So this is kind of what I was talking about. You know, each anniversary, you can see like what anniversary it is, because they'll have the number for the year like amplified, you know, somewhere on the screen, or what's the word I'm looking for? Emphasized is the word I'm looking for. They'll have the number emphasized. Then we can go to the next cover page. So this one is not year 2 just yet, but you know, I'm kind of just stopping and looking over all the cover pages because they do look pretty good in my opinion. Oh, which is kind of weird, right? Because if you look back, you can see right here that Asa's Black Bull logo is there, but then sometimes it's just his little red stitch up, right? So it's a little weird with that. I know the Black Bull didn't get there until Vanessa like fixed up his clothes that one time, right? After he did his test of manhood with a Magna, and then she gave him the cloak, and then she put that on his headband as well. Then you have the year 2 cover. you know, at this point in the story, this is more than like, because I don't know the exact chapters, but just looking at the picture based off of that, this is probably the point in the story where Black Asta had first kind of like submerged, and we see him fighting Ladros in the Witch Queen's force after the Witch Queen takes control of this man, of course. Then we have another cover here. I do kind of like to look at these covers as well, just to kind of like talk about the evolution of the art style. You can kind of see like from the first picture to like this one that like Asta does look a tiny bit more refined, right? It looks a little more detailed, him and Yuno. I feel like Yuno is one of those characters who, when you first see him, he was drawn a bit basic, but the more time you give it, the detail on him starts to look a lot better, right? Now, right here, we have another color page or cover page. I keep saying color page, but most of the time the cover pages are in color. But this one, ironically, is not. But yeah, you know, just another nice design of Asta and Yuno here. I feel like Demon Slayer here also gets a little better consistency the deeper into the cover pages you go. Then we have year 3, because year 3's. Oh, this isn't year 3, huh? I thought this was. I guess, so I made a thumbnail for this like the other day, and literally I was looking through all these pictures already, just kind of trying to grab them and get them all consolidated on my thumbnail. And you know, some of these, I guess I'm getting them a tiny bit mixed up. This is definitely during the Grand Magic Night games, because you can see this man wearing the purple orcas little drip, right? Their little, what does it call it? I guess you can call it a mantle, or... You know, I can't think of the word right now. If you're watching the video and you're enjoying, please do go down below and comment what to call. I mean, I guess it's a cape, but not even really. It's not even like a little cape, right? Just send the proper name of this clothing article, right? Because my mind is blanking on me right now. So we have year 3 right here. That's right. Year 3 is Asta holding his hand up with the 3. And I like how they have Noelle and Zora right here, because these two are two people who constantly like talk to Asta like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah. But like their mental processes is always like, Noelle's mental process is always like, oh damn, Asta's so strong, Asta's so blah blah blah, reliable, cool. This man Zora is like, leave me alone, you jackass. But in his head, he's just like, damn, this guy's got some like pretty crazy like grit, and he's a peasant too. I kind of like can vibe with this man on a certain level. You know, you got all the rest of the chibi black bulls here. I'm not a fan, random side fact, I'm not a fan of Finral's hair change from his original hair to this hair. I mean, this hairstyle has kind of grown on me, but I was more of a fan of the original hairstyle that he had. I felt like his hairstyle was a bit more unique. I don't know, I feel like I've seen characters with more similar hairstyles to this than his original hairstyle. Then we have this cover page where Asta and Yuno are fighting against this man Licht, more than likely, or maybe this is still during the Grand Magic games, because this could be the start. Oh, this could be the start of the Grand Magic games. This could be like the conclusion of the Grand Magic games, because Asta did use this form and Yuno did use this form during the Grand Magic games. Then we have this right here, and this possibly could have been, and I feel like these cover pages kind of like paint a story, right? So this could be when Yuno and Asta are fighting Licht. But one thing that you can notice is that they're not wearing their like raid cloaks, right? From when they raided the Temple of the Eye of the Midnight Sun. Because I was thinking that could be when they fought Licht, just because this looks like something that would kind of be like after Asta reaches a certain point in the story, right? Then we have here, this is the 4th anniversary. The 4 is kind of hidden down here. This is the 4th anniversary, so now this is them fighting Dark Patry, that looks like. I mean, it's a little weird sometimes, the shading with the manga. It's a little hard to tell whether it's like, because you know Patry does go into Dark Elf mode. I guess this isn't Dark Elf Patry because one of his eyes are still not black, so I guess that's just regular Patry. That doesn't seem like Licht here, because Licht wouldn't even have his grimoire at that point, right? This is definitely Patry. But yeah, 4th year anniversary, Asta gets the new sword, and we get revealed that Zagreus is actually the big enemy. I remember for Black Clover Phantom Knights, right? The old gacha game for Black Clover, which I did not get to play, by the way, which I'm kind of upset about. By the time I was into Black Clover like heavily and I wanted to play that game, it was already gone with the wind. But basically, when this character released, Zagreus here, in the game, I knew the game was, you can tell the game was downhill because his name was Devil when he released, like just Devil. So it was just like, they didn't even take the time to name a character. This is a nice little New Year's one. I've seen a lot of like kind of like Black Clover pictures for New Year's that are kind of like Asta and Noelle hanging out at the fireworks festival. I watch a lot of Slice of Life too, so I know how crucial that fireworks festival episode hits every fucking time. Let's go to the next one. So this is your 5th year anniversary here. This is where we have Chad Asta, and we start to get a little bit more about Libe and his background and everything. So, you know, you can just see the progression, and, you know, I like how Asta's sword looks. You know, that's one thing that I feel like is not talked about too much. I do love the design of, like, Asta's sword right here, because it's just, like, You have this long, skinny hilt, which I feel like kind of is a testament to how strong Asta is, because the skinnier the hilt, you know, it's like when you're trying to unscrew something and you have like a screwdriver that's somewhat small in your hands, it can be a little bit harder to get the right amount of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Torque on the screwdriver. I guess that would be the word I'm looking for. But then you grab like a screwdriver that has like a longer neck to it, and you have like a bigger piece that you can like grip on, a bigger handle, right? And then it becomes a lot easier to unscrew what you're doing. I feel like with a bigger sword handle, it's a little easier to get a harder, firmer grip on your sword. So the fact that the hilt of the sword here, or the handguard, or the handle of the sword here is so skinny is kind of like another, just like Asta's grip strength alone, right? But just random side facts that I'm just like pointing out here, right? Oh, you can see Chainsaw Man up in the cut right here, right? Dingy up here. So it says like number 3. That's called We Never Learn. I gotta watch that. And that's Undead Unluck down here. That's getting an anime pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. We get, I'm guessing this is like a 1.1 million copy sold or something like that. I don't know. I can't really read that. But this is not an anniversary cover. I just thought it was really cool because I thought that the way Tabata did Asta's hand right here was like pretty clean. Like, you know, that looks so nice. It almost looks like Asta's wearing like some battle glove type of deal or something like that. Then we get to like last year, or not last year, I'm sorry. You have the 6-year cover page, and I love this art of Asta so much. Like, this is literally like my phone background, to be honest with you. Like, this Devil Union Asta looks really good right here. This is right before he went into Perfect Devil Union, or not right before he went into Perfect Devil Union, but like this is the stage of his Devil Union that he was at right before he achieved Perfect Devil Union. If we remember, when Asta first learned Devil Union though, we don't really get to see it just like immediately. More so, we see him and Noct start to train, and then it goes off to other events, and then it comes back to the training when Noct has already been defeated by Asta. Noct goes, oh yeah, he could definitely just like bottom me if he wanted to. Oh, that's crazy. Look right here. Created February 16, 2015. I didn't even realize that this Reddit was made on the same day Black Clover was made. So happy birthday to the Reddit as well. But literally, this man, Asta, had achieved Devil Union, but we had not gotten to see it yet. Then we see this man Asta fly out to the battlefield, and he does Devil Union for the first time. And my goodness, dude, I swear I lost it when I first saw his form like come together. And there are all these speculation videos. Oh, what is Devil Union's like full potential? Blah blah blah, right? And now we're to a point that we're at right now where Asta's learning Z10 and all that. So I think it's very cool. Just the evolution of Asta's power for sure, because it felt like Asta would just be overpowered indefinitely, and like we've seen Asta get overpowered at some points, but it feels like his power did have a very natural like kind of like progression to it, in a way where Asta still had enemies he could struggle against. Then Asta, like, it's like Asta had physical fighting capabilities, and everybody else like uses magical abilities, so nobody was quite ready for Asta when he approached them in battle. Then you get to Asta getting to enemies who are so strong that their magic can amplify their physical abilities and kind of like match him on a physical like fighting type of level. Then Asta, you know, has to awaken a little bit more. Now Asta's going against enemies who have so much magical power that even the magical power does affect him, but then he just kind of had to reach that next level and go on. So you see Asta just evolves and evolves and evolves, and like I feel like his power progression is not like BS in any way, shape, or form, right? It just feels like his powers are, it feels like almost his powers as anti-magic, like anti-magic is just his own type of magic, and it kind of did evolve into that later on in the Land of the Sun arc. You figure out that Ki is actually the basic building block for mana. So Ki is what Yami taught Asta, so that he could kind of like keep up in battle and read enemies' movements before they even do anything. Ki is just life energy, but in the latest chapter we learned that Ki is like unconsciously, like unintentionally just converted into mana as soon as it enters somebody's body. So while it looks like Asta cannot see like the world of mana and all that like everybody else can, Asta has actually been learning mana at his very basic core, at his very basic building blocks. That's why he's been so overwhelming for all of his opponents, and all of his opponents don't really understand the concept of Ki. It's just mana for them because they don't live in a region where Ki is like studied, right? You know, they're just like, oh, we have mana, this is how it goes, right? So Asta's actually been learning on a higher level. Then Asta pieces together in his own mind that if Libe has anti-magic flowing through his body and him and Libe are kind of like able to fuse into one, then that kind of makes them like a soul resonance type of thing for Soul Eater, like body, mind, and soul, right? Because they did have perfect devil union where they did perfectly assimilate on an emotional and physical level, right? And basically Asa can flow the anti-mana throughout his body, giving him basically magic, pretty much making anti-magic magic of the anti or negation nature, right? Or typing. But yeah, so we get Chad Asta here again, once again. This man Tabata makes like strides and bounds with his animation style evolving every year, I feel like. And I even remember last year for the 7th anniversary, this man Tabata said, "Thank you guys for showing so much support thus far. I'm sorry that everything is like so disorganized. Definitely get ready for year 8." Right? And I did not forget that message. I hope nobody else forgot that message. I'm actually gonna pull up the 7th year anniversary's like cover page real quick, and then I'm gonna kind of go into what I think will be revealed this year. Okay, guys. So this is the 7th anniversary page. Sorry for it being kind of like off to the left. I couldn't really get this centered on the screen here. Right here, you can see that this is the 7th anniversary, and I remember specifically like this art releasing. Man, this is Asta when he learns his like devil union, or not learns, but reveals that his devil union, pretty much each sword has a different form, kind of like accommodating to that sword, and he kind of goes into like demon samurai mode. And what is it called? This is when Asta does Demon Slasher, Infinite Slash, Equinox, an ability that allows him to choose what he wants to and what he does not want to cut. Or I believe he words it as a slash that lets its user choose what it wants to protect, right? So he slashes through the biomass of the devil of Lucifero trying to manifest in the human world, but when he slashes through that, he somehow bypasses Yami and William because he's learned the ability of the sword just on that degree, that level, right? What I think will be revealed for the 8th anniversary of Black Clover. So we've already seen that the movie has been pushed back to June 16th. I feel like they will talk about the movie just a little bit, and I feel like they'll kind of try to throw something else in the play to kind of like soften the blow of the fact that the movie is coming a few months later now than what we expected. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was super hyped for the movie. I was just talking yesterday, even though the movie's not gonna be in theaters in America, you know, I'm still very excited for that viewing experience. It just feels like Black Clover fans were done a little dirty though, not getting it in the movie theater like we wanted it to. But it's okay. I'll still wait for it. It takes time for great things to be created, so I will let a great thing be created and I won't complain about it. I feel like they're gonna talk about the game in some aspect. Now, the fact that they have not said anything major about the game and we're just getting leaks, but we're not getting like any official news, and they just keep showing us the same stuff that we were seeing back then when we were like, yo, we want to see more things about the game. We want to see actual important information. It feels like we're kind of like in that state again. It feels like we got that closed beta, and now we're just back in that silence period. And you know, I'm trying not to lose hope. I'm not losing hope, you know. I'm still waiting on the game. I'm still going to be playing day one as soon as it drops. I've heard of a lot of people saying that the game is going to be shit, blah 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 blah, but like, to each their own. Like, no one, okay, for everybody who thinks the game is going to be shit, cool, no one cares. Think that. For everybody who thinks the game is going to be good, cool. Like, the people who think the game is going to be shit don't think that, but it's like, it's whatever. As long as you want to enjoy the game, enjoy the game. You should never let things in life be ruined by somebody else's opinion of it, because whose else's opinion matters outside of your life besides yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, just be ready for the game, play the game, and even if you think the game sucks, at least let the full product come out first, and you know, experience it in its final form. Now, if you still think the game is bad at that point, then like I can't really say anything to you. I can't really help you. I'm still gonna be playing. I'm still gonna be grinding up my characters and everything. You know, I want to start making guide videos and everything, but that would just be kind of useless because I would just make guide videos for a game that's not out, and then you guys would just be watching them and just be like, oh, okay. But like, who's gonna remember all that when the game comes out? So all that to lead into my second point. I think that there's a possibility they could delay the game. Now, I don't want this to be true, but like if it is true, I'm not too torn up about it, because you know, I'm a pretty busy guy, and when this game drops, I'm trying to kind of like revolve my life around playing this and kind of like making more content for you guys, so that I can kind of like take you to by the helm and kind of start to get away from the things that I'm doing on the front end of my life, because I'm tired of working for somebody else. I talk about that a few times here on the channel. I don't kind of like go into it as deeply as I like to sometimes, just because YouTube is a huge platform where anybody can watch your videos, so you know, personal things. But I think they're gonna delay the game, to be honest. I hope not. I'm praying they don't. But it's just like when the game was supposed to come out last year and everybody kept making speculation on when it was supposed to come out. The game got delayed. And it's just like, I was trying to sit there and just be faithful, like, hey, no, it's still coming this year. But it's just like, when you give as scarce information as you do to a certain point, like, it's just like, you know, can we really expect the game to be out? Like, it's supposed to be out Q1, and now they're saying, like, well, not now, but like they've been saying now first half of the year. So like, I feel like they're trying to push the game to release around the same time as the movie. And I feel like maybe at Black Clover Day this year, we could possibly get an official release date. Now, if they do not push the game back, then I see the game releasing in March. Maybe, oh, what if the movie got pushed back because Black Clover Mobile is going to drop on the day the movie was supposed to drop, and it's gonna garner some extra clout, right? And then the movie drops, which kind of like projects it even further so. Because I was saying, I don't see them missing the opportunity to implement the movie into the game and get more hype off of that. But if they just push the movie back, they have more time to work on the game just a little bit, release the game, get the movie implemented in, and have the game out long enough that it doesn't feel like the movie is just like a part of like the boosting of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want the movie to enhance the game experience. You don't want the movie to be the game experience. And what I mean by that is, you don't want the game to start and then the movie collab starts and the beginning of the game was only good because of like some movie collab. Like, that collabs aren't things that are just in games naturally. They're called collabs for a reason, you know what I'm saying? It's a collaboration with something else. So it's not something that's going to be consistently permeate through the game. You want something that's going to be good by itself originally upon release, just by itself, outstanding product, and then you start to bring in the collabs and all that later on and start to enhance it. I feel like implementing certain things into your game very early on can kill the game, because if you take those things out, or so let's look at collabs. Look at Grand Cross. Collabs typically come like once and there's no rule saying that a collab can only come once and one time only, but it's just like, you have collabs on Grand Cross, and it's just like, you have a lot of like different types of characters. You have Holy War Festival characters, regular festival characters, you know, side characters on like side banners who still can be good. You got Ragnarok characters who you need sometimes for like World Tree battle and things like that, or not World Tree battle, Demonic Beast battle. You have like Catastrophe characters, which necessarily aren't the best characters, but you know, sometimes they do release one that you do want them, and you do want to try to put together a team specifically of those units. And sometimes collabs kind of just hop in the middle of these things, and you're just like, man, like, and you don't have to summon on every single character, that's not what I'm saying, but it's just like, you have to pick in between, in the next 2 months, right? You have to pick in between a Holy War Festival, a regular festival, Ragnarok units that could possibly be good for later game content, a collab. Like, it's just like, it's a lot to think about. It's just like, I want to save my diamonds, but it's just like, this is such a rarity, and that's how gacha games are. They bring events that are very rare, very uncommon, to increase your chances of summoning or spending money so they can get your money. That's why collabs are a thing. But you know, it's just a lot to think about, and I feel like getting your basis without a collab and then implementing a collab later on is a very beautiful recipe for success. So yeah, they're gonna definitely talk about the movie being delayed. I feel like they're possibly gonna delay the game. If they don't delay the game, well, no. If they give us a release date for the game, cool. If they don't give us a release date for the game, then the game is essentially delayed, because I mean, I guess it's not delayed. They already did kind of say first half of the year. So not delayed, but not coming out as soon as we hoped. Not coming out Q1 is basically the point that I'm trying to make. Also, they'll probably do another like compilation of like openings and endings. They'll have some special preview for the Land of the Rising Sun like arc. I feel like, because the last little preview we got for the movie, they it was Jump Festa, was it not? We got a little preview of the mangas right now, and we got Julius kind of like revealing him true self to be Lucius and all that, so we could get some really cool like trailer for the manga. Also, I feel like there's a probably like a very low possibility, but still a possibility that they could talk about the anime coming back or something like that, because with the gacha game coming, with the movie coming, you know, it feels to me that they're gonna have to get the anime back on a roll, because the movie's gonna be like some animated some animated like format for or some animated thing for Black Clover, then people are going to be wondering, oh, okay, well, if you animated the movie, where's the anime? And you know, they could take this time, they could be taking this time to like really refine their art style for the anime, because like I said, there were some parts of the anime, now it was definitely more earlier on, but there were some parts of the anime where the animation was a little choppy, and I feel like they're just kind of trying to spend however much time they can fully like mastering, perfecting their art styles. And you know, there's still going to be a few slip-ups here and there, but at least it can be a lot less slip-ups. You know, maybe it's like a slip-up in a certain area where somebody knows that they're not too strong, versus, you know, just slip-ups all about, right? So I feel like they could talk about the anime coming back, the movie release date, the game possibly being pushed back. They're probably going to release some like special like manga volume or something like that, and if they do, I need to get my hands on it. And if I can't get my hands on it by regular means, I will need you, the community, to help me out to get my hands on it, because I love Goat Clover and I like to get collectibles. So those two things go hand in hand. What else could they do? Maybe they release some, not even maybe, they're going to release some like special merch or something like that. Maybe like a signed poster for the movie, right? Where you have like signatures from the big actors in the movie. Or like I said, I really hope they have like a special volume or something like that. Like I have my manga shelf behind me over here. I have volumes 1 through 32 actually, of Black Clover, and I just need like that special anniversary version, like Black Clover first volume, 8th anniversary edition. You know, that'd be really cool. Something that I could pick up. I would definitely give them my money instantly. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had to say about the possibilities on the 8th anniversary. Let me look back. I mean, obviously there's gonna be a special preview, but let me look back at that tweet from my video and just see, like, was there something else that I kind of missed? Oh, there were free Black Clover chapters on like the apps Zebrak and Shonen Plus. So, you know, there's probably going to be free chapters somewhere for a lot of people to read, just so they can kind of get into Black Clover, just kind of like get a taste of it. But yeah, other than that, that's going to be the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. I know the dead man has been acting like a dead man and been out of this world, and by out of this world I mean off the grid, but now I have evolved into a striker here. I've been reading a lot of Blue Lock. Read Blue Lock, a great manga. I've evolved into a striker here, and I'm ready to take my spot as number 1, the number 1 Wizard King. So you guys better be on the lookout, because it is non-stop Deadman, full throttle Deadman here. Also, look out for my other channel, Animafia. I have been talking to a lot of my friends. We are trying to start getting some collaboration work going on, and just talking about not just Black Clover. I probably handle the Black Clover stuff mainly. You know, I talk with other friends, because I have other friends who are into Black Clover, to the degree that I'm into it. But you know, we can talk about Black Clover, JJK, My Hero, like all kinds of different like mangas. Now, of course, this is going to lead me to have to read a lot. Those videos will take a lot longer to produce. They will be of a higher quality, a higher grade. Eventually I'll find people, you know, to kind of like start delegating the work to, but until then, you know, it's just kind of like a solo role. So it will take me some time, but we will start producing more high quality content. That's going to be at my Animafia channel. Also, if you guys want to see me start to do 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross content, you can comment down below this video, say, yeah man, do it, you know, go for it. I'll only do it if you want it, because, you know, I play Grand Cross on the side, and I'm not really having too much fun with it right now, but I'm just kind of playing in anticipation of 4 Nights of Apocalypse, because I know that when that comes out, the game is just going to be in a completely different era, and they're going to have to overhaul the game and make a lot of changes, and hopefully they make those changes for the better. But yeah, check out DEADMANVINCE Black Clover Mobile. That's what we're on right now. Check out DEADMANVINCE Grand Cross, and check out Animafia. Those are going to be my channels where we start posting all kinds of content. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go kick it. Oh, and surpass your limits. You thought I forgot, huh?